Hello everyone, Cindy here with Monarch Mom DIY. Thank you so much for joining me today on my channel where I love to bring you my best tips and tools to create beautiful home decor on a budget. Today I'm back with 5 quick budget fall home decor DIYs using mostly items from the Dollar Tree as well as some items that I had in my stash. So with all that being said, let's get crafting. For today's first DIY, we're going to take 4 of these pumpkin shapes from Dollar Tree, some scrapbook paper, and some sticker letters, and we are just going to change them up to make a set of standing pumpkins that spell the word fall. So these 2 top pumpkins I got this year at Dollar Tree, I did have to take the raised word autumn off of the front. That took a little bit of work and then just kind of sanding it down. And then the bottom 2 pumpkins are also from this year at Dollar Tree as well. So for these, I just removed the twine bows and then also the little tacks that were in the front and this piece of faux leather just to get everything off of the fronts. And then we're going to change these up with our scrapbook paper. So going into my stash, I got 4 different patterns of fall scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just turning the pumpkins over on top of the paper, tracing out the pumpkin shape, and then cutting that out with my scissors. And I'll do this for all 4 of the pumpkins. Next, taking some matte finish Mod Podge, I'm going to put a layer on the front of each of my pumpkins. We're going to brush that out with a paintbrush, and then we're going to let those dry completely. We're going to use the ironing method to Mod Podge the scrapbook paper onto the front of our pumpkins. So then once those are dry, we'll line up our scrapbook paper on the pumpkin, put some parchment paper down, and then with a warm iron, we're going to press that down for a little bit, reactivating the Mod Podge to stick the scrapbook paper to the front of the pumpkin. And we'll do this for all 4 of our pumpkins. Next, taking our little sander, we're going to go in a downward motion around each of our pumpkins to get any excess scrapbook paper off of the edges. Once all 4 of our pumpkins were sanded, I kind of laid them how I would stand them up on a shelf. And now using these sticker letters that I got on clearance from Hobby Lobby, I'm going to spell out the word fall. Of course, you could use stencil letters, you could use wood letters from Hobby Lobby, whatever you'd like. This is just what I had, so I went with stickers. So I'm spelling out fall. And then once I have my stickers placed, I'm going to do another layer of Mod Podge on the top of my pumpkins to seal in the scrapbook paper and the stickers. Once the Mod Podge was dry, the last little touch I wanted to add to each of the pumpkins was to wrap the stem of the pumpkin with some jute twine. So using hot glue and wrapping, and then more hot glue to tack it down where needed, especially towards the tip. I love adding this twine to the pumpkin stems. I just feel like it adds so much texture and character to the project. And here's how the finished pumpkin shelf sitters turned out. I think they're so cute, and you can make these look so many different ways depending on what scrapbook paper and colors you chose to use. If you're stopping by my channel for the first time today, welcome. I'm so glad that you found me. I really hope you like what you see and you'll consider sticking around by hitting that subscribe button. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support of my channel. I hope everyone will take a second, tap that bell icon, make sure your notifications are set to all, so YouTube should let you know each time I upload a new video or go live here on my channel. For DIY number 2, we're going to make something really cute using a thrift store frame, some 1-gallon paint sticks, and one of these hanging pumpkins from Dollar General. So the first thing I'm doing is I want to fill the inside of this frame with paint sticks. This is a little trickier with an oval shaped frame. So you can see I'm laying down the paint sticks with the notches going every other direction. What I need to do is I need to tape these sticks together, and then I will be able to trace around the inside of the oval frame. Now, cutting these paint sticks proved to be a little more difficult than I thought they would be. Instead of trying to keep them all taped together, I needed to pull off one stick at a time, but I'm going to try using scissors, and then I'm eventually going to go to metal cutters. This is not going to look pretty from the back, but I really love how it turned out. So using some miter shears or something like that, you can trim down these sticks and place them into the back of the frame. So once I got all those paint sticks cut and taped together in the oval shape, I'm going to give this frame, it's a very dirty kind of yellowish color. I'm going to give it a brand new coat of white Waverly chalk paint, and I just really love how it brightens it up. Now coming back to our paint stick pieces, you can see how jagged the edges are, but they're going to be hidden behind the frame. So I'm taking a baby wipe and our antique wax, and I'm just darkening up the wood now to give it a nice dark stained color. Then once it's dry, I'm going to place it back inside the back of the frame, and going around about halfway with the hot glue, we'll press down the ends of the paint sticks into the hot glue until we have it all the way secured. Then once I've gone all the way around, still while the masking tape is holding our sticks together, I'm now going to go around that space between the frame and the paint sticks just to make sure all the pieces are going to be held in securely. Once that's completely dry, we'll remove the masking tape from the back. Lastly, taking one of these push pin hooks from Dollar Tree, I'm just going to hang this little Dollar General pumpkin with beads, and this is so cute, and I love how simple it is, just using this thrift store frame and some paint sticks. Another advantage to being subscribed to my channel and having those notifications set to all is when I post a poll or some other announcement on the community tab here on my channel, you will get notifications of that as well. And then you can answer the poll, answer the question, or participate in whatever the post is about. For DIY number 3, we're going to make a cute fall sign out of this metal bottle cap sign from Dollar Tree, this wood word and some paint, and this sunflower napkin. So this is called a metal bottle cap sign. I'm just going to remove the twine hanger. I'm going to give this a coat of white Waverly chalk paint, all on the inside and the outside as well. Now, what I should have done here before separating the layers of the napkin is I should have traced the circle of the bottle cap and cut out a circle of the napkin. So please, if you're going to do this, save yourself the trouble and cut out the circle from the napkin before you remove all of the layers. Then once you cut out the circle, then you can easily get to just the top layer of the napkin, already cut in the size and shape for the inside of the bottle cap. But you're going to see here that I did not do that. I removed the layers of the napkin. Then later on, I'm going to try tracing and it's not going to work. So you'll see what I end up doing. But next, we're going to take this wood cut out words from Dollar Tree, and I had done these in antique wax and never used them, and I wanted to go with this napkin to go ahead and just paint them black. So just using a small brush and my black Waverly chalk paint, we're just going to give these a coat of this black paint. Next, to elevate the look of this sign a little bit more, I'm going to add some black and white wood beads to the jute hanger. Some of the beads I did have to open up the hole a little bit. This was pretty thick twine, but I'm just going to do, I believe I did 8 black and 8 white beads just to give a more decorative look to the hanger of this sign. So now I'm going to put a little bit of Mod Podge on the center of the bottle cap. Then you're going to see, I'm going to think to myself, oh wait, I should try to trace a circle from the bottle cap onto the napkin. So I placed the bottle cap down on the napkin, but the top layer of the napkin was just too thin, so I wasn't really able to trace it. Like I said, trace and cut out your circle before you take your napkin apart. So I couldn't see the circle line, so I end up just cutting 1/4 of the napkin, and I'm going to Mod Podge it down onto the bottle cap and then work really hard to get the napkin into a circle shape after the Mod Podge is dry. So like I said already twice, save yourself the trouble and cut out your circle from your napkin before you take the layers apart. So I'm patting very gently to get my napkin smooth on the Mod Podge. I'm gonna let it dry, and then we will very carefully cut away everything that is sticking past the circle on the back of this bottle cap. So once I had painstakingly cut away that circle, it was a bit of a jagged edge, so I decided to add some more texture and cover up the jagged edge by gluing some jute twine going around the inside of that edge. Next, we'll return our beaded hanger now to the bottle cap. And like I said, I just love how adding the beads just adds so much to the overall look of the sign. The last step will be to hot glue the welcome fall that we painted black right into the center. If you're on Facebook, I would love it if you would follow my Monarch Mom DIY Facebook page. I do go live there multiple times during the week doing different projects than what I'm showing here on YouTube. DIY number 4 is another one using a thrifted or repurposed item from my stash. I have this box from a Starbucks mug that I bought at my Magnolia convention in Charlotte, and I decided I wanted to use it. It's a really nice sturdy box, so I'm going to use these giant craft sticks from Walmart to make it into a wood crate. So here you can see I am measuring how tall of a piece I would need to be the height of the box. We're going to cut a bunch of these to go all the way around all 4 sides of the box, and then I'm going to cut some for the bottom as well. Then once I had all the pieces cut, I'm taking hot glue and 1 craft stick piece at a time. We're just going to glue these all the way around the blue box, again, to make it look more rustic, like a fall wooden crate. Like I said, I decided to also add some sticks to the bottom, so I need to cut 3 more sticks to be the length of the bottom. We'll cut those out and glue those down as well. Now that our box is completely covered with the pieces of craft stick, I'm going to take a baby wipe and my antique wax, and I'm just going to give this a nice dark stained look on all 4 sides and on the bottom as well. Now, once that's dry, I'm going to take some hot glue and we're going to glue in a couple pieces of some floral foam into the bottom of our box. And then I'm going to put a little bit more hot glue on top of that and just add in the very last bits of my floral moss from Dollar Tree. Then taking some of these orange, yellow, and cream colored mini sunflowers from Dollar Tree, I had cut the pieces off of the branches or the bushes that you buy them in, the bunches, and I'm just poking them into the floral foam, just giving a nice mixture of the three colors. Really, you could do any sort of floral that you want with this. I could change these out at Christmas time and add in something completely different because I'm not really gluing these in. However, you're going to see here in a second that I am going to add some fall colored ribbon around the wood crate just to give a little bit more decoration to it. So like I said, I decided to take a couple colors of ribbon in my fall stash. These are both from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to layer them. So first I'm going to do this golden yellow one all the way around my crate, attaching it at the back and then coming back around and gluing it at the back again. And then I'm going to do this orange kind of plaid ribbon also from Hobby Lobby, just a little bit narrower right on top. And here's our finished little fall floral box. I love that I was able to repurpose the box from a Starbucks mug to make this project. For a complete list of all the tools and supplies I've used in today's projects, please open up the description box below the title of this video. There you will find some important links like my Magnolia Design Co. website, my Amazon storefront, and a list for each project of the supplies I used. For today's last DIY, we're going to make some glass pumpkin hanging lanterns using these 2 jars from Dollar Tree, these lids that have the chain on them, some pumpkin Waverly chalk paint, and a couple battery-powered tea lights. So this one's pretty simple. I just am giving each of these what I think look like pumpkin-shaped jars from Dollar Tree 2 coats of pumpkin Waverly chalk paint. Then I'm going to kind of scuff them up a little bit, sanding so that you can see some spaces between the paint. And then we're also going to decorate the chain lids. So I wanted to add a little bit more of a rustic look to these lids. So I'm taking some thin jute twine and some hot glue, and I'm just going to go around the outside here about 4 times just to, like I said, add a little bit more of a rustic look to these black metal lids. Then once my paint was dry, I'm going to take my little sander and I'm going a little gently at first to see how well this paint will scrape off. But then you can see I'm going to go a little harder, and then especially like in between the little cracks between each section, just until I have the look I'm going for. Of course, you do not have to do this. You could even do more of a clear type of paint tint to the inside of the jars if you want, but I really like how this ends up looking. And here are the finished lanterns. I did do a satin clear spray over the paint, and you can see how the lids look with the chain. These would be really fun to hang around the yard. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please let me know in the comments which of these projects was your favorite, and we'll see you next time. Take care.